Good morning. Welcome back to Noble Thoughts and Bible Time. That one place where we get our thoughts aligned with God's thoughts through His Word so that we can march on, pursue on, make things happen while still choosing to be present every single day. In today's episode, I'd like us to talk about ends. Have you ever experienced an end in your life? Whether in friendships, in schooling, in your business, an end of yourself where you look at things around you and the only things that are visible are ends. When nothing seems to work, even with all the effort that you've put in place, what do you do when that time comes? I'd tell you that end can be God's beginning if only you allow it. Isaiah 43 verse 18 to 19 makes it clear that we serve the God of beginnings. We have examples in many situations in the lives of different people where God proved himself as the God of beginning. Romans 15 verse 4 says, "For everything that was written in the past was written to teach us, so that through endurance and the encouragement of scriptures, we might have hope." Shall we find that hope and encouragement in the scriptures today so that we can be able to see light in those ends? Yes, we can. For instance, during Lazarus' time, when people were mourning an end, Jesus brought a beginning. Luke chapter 5 verse 1 to 6. Simon and his friends had toiled all night, caught nothing. But at the word of Jesus, they laid down their nets for a great catch. Jesus brought a beginning for them. 2 Kings chapter 1, the people in Samaria gotten to the point of eating their children. At God's word, a beginning came for them. From that end, God brought a beginning. Ezekiel 37 verse 1 to 10. In a valley of dry bones, an end, God raised an army from dry bones. Job 42 verse 10 to 12. After Job got to an end of losing everything in a single day, his wealth, children, his friends and his wife telling him to curse God, a very painful end, God brought him back a greater beginning and restored everything that he had. The Israelites, in all their travels, experienced ends. At times they didn't have food, at times they didn't have water, at times they were attacked by large armies. Yet every time they raised their eyes to God, God would show them beginnings. At the Red Sea, when the Egyptians were pursuing them and the Red Sea was ahead of them, God made a beginning by making a way in the Red Sea. What end are you in? God can make a beginning from that end. I'd like to encourage myself also with the process of a butterfly. Truly, when you see it of the time, we think that it's dead, but just when we think that it's an end, then in comes the beginnings of a beautiful creature. Maybe your end looks like you are in a cocoon, like the butterfly, and nothing seems to be moving. It's silent and dark, but never close your heart to the magic of beginnings, because our God can make masterpieces out of those broken ends of your life. I found this quote somewhere. To experience a new beginning with God, you must come to the end of yourself. God only begins where man ends. God is not at work where man's energy is doing what he is meant to do. Those ends that you're experiencing are a discovery point of God's vastness in beginnings. After all, He is the beginning and the end. Thanks so much for listening and watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. May the Lord richly bless you as you allow Him to make those ends His beginnings.